GM. Good morning, everybody. GM, great to see you all. Let's crush it. Yeah, buddy. GM, good morning. Generous mindset, growing some money, getting motivated, all kinds of GMs. Renatus rocks. Excellent. Well, GM, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Money Monday. I'm your host, Mr. Michael Huggins. We are going to be talking about all things real estate marketing, money making, mindset. Got a couple announcements today, and just wanted to welcome all the new folks, people catching the recordings, and all of our returning veterans. Welcome back. Hope you had a very productive weekend. We have our EMT Next Challenge in full swing. We're on week 3 of week 12, and we're all planning on having a fantastic Q4. You know, some people say Q4 is Santa's quarter. A lot of companies, a lot of people are making up for the summertime, right? Q3 was just goofing around for most Americans anyway. So they're making up for it this quarter. So here we are. Let's get to work. Let's stay focused. People are ready to spend their money. Rates have been dropped. Liquidity has been injected into our economy. And assets are being inflated. And the people who are holding assets are winning, and the people who aren't are losing. So let's help more people win. Let's get more people into the real estate game in a very low risk, high return environment through our education. So it's your job, my job, our jobs to, I was going to say save people, but no, it's throw the lifesaver. And if they decide to grab it, great, get them on the boat. But if not, we wish them luck, right? Okay, so one thing we are in the habit of doing is generating our self-confidence. So we're going to jump into that real quick. Here we go. Self-confidence formula. Again, for those of you who are new, one thing we've identified is that the difference between the people who make $50,000 a year and $500,000 a year is confidence, not any other advantage, because there's such a level playing field, but this is such a difference maker. So let's go. Self-confidence formula. First, I know I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Second, I understand that the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object or position I desire. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim, and I will always work until I develop sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that wealth or position can long endure when built upon truth and justice. I will engage only in transactions that benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use in the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve them. I've eliminated hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism, and I've developed a love for all of humanity, for I know that a positive attitude towards others will always bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, repeat it aloud once a day, in full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions, so I will become a self-reliant and successful person. GM. Great. All right, initiative and leadership. Having chosen a definite chief aim as my life work, I now understand it to be my duty to transform this purpose into reality. Therefore, I will form the habit of taking some definite action each day that will carry me one step near the attainment of my definite chief aim. I know that procrastination is a deadly enemy of all who would become leaders in any undertaking, and that I will eliminate this habit from my makeup by doing some one definite thing each day that ought to be done without anyone telling me to do it. Looking around until I find at least one thing I can do each day that I've not been in the habit of doing and that will be of value to others without expectation of pay. Telling at least one other person each day of the value of practicing this habit of doing something that ought to be done without being told to do it. I can see that the muscles of the body become strong in proportion to the extent to which they are used. Therefore, I understand that the habit of initiative also becomes fixed in proportion to the extent that it is practiced. I realize that the place to begin developing the habit of initiative is in the small, commonplace things connected to my daily work. Therefore, I will go at my work each day as if I were doing it solely for the purpose of developing this necessary habit of initiative. I understand that by practicing this habit of taking the initiative in connection with my daily work, I will not only be developing that habit, but I will also be attracting the attention of those who will place greater value on my services as a result of this practice. GM, let's go make a difference. Okie dokie. Now, let us share another screen. GM. Here we go. Refresh. Maybe something is getting super refreshed. All right, I'm on the Helios dashboard. I don't know if they're developing something real quick and fixing something, but it's not loading. I wanted to go over quote of the day real quick. Is calendar working? Okay, calendar's working. All right, then. Let's just go to the next thing, which is where's my Zoom? Oh, stop share, start over. All right, corporate sent out some messages, and where the heck are they? Thought I had them loaded up here. They're about the E3 Summit. So those of you who have purchased a VIP ticket or you're thinking about a VIP ticket, you should definitely.
Hey, Michael, I got mine on Friday at about 6 p.m.-ish. The email, if
Okay.
that's what you were looking at.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Aubrey just put in the quote of the day. The people who succeed are irrationally passionate about something. Love it. Irrationally passionate. I could see that. Have you ever been accused of being irrationally passionate? If not, what are you doing with your time? All right, found it. So first one right here, share screen. Bum, 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 bum. All right, check it out. So all guests of VIP tickets can register guests for free. Sorry, all guests of VIP ticket holders can attend for free. If you hold a VIP ticket, you can bring unlimited guests. Guest tickets will be regular admittance, online or in person, and will not include the VIP perks. Okie dokie. So, just for the functionality of it, if you've already bought a standard ticket, then you're going to use a link in a separate email. to upgrade. I'll show you what that looks like. Then once you've upgraded, you'll get a third email that will give you the link for sending to your guests. So they get registered, get tied to you, and then when they decide to upgrade, you will get the commission and GM to that. Now, this is what I love about corporate. They're always trying to think about how more people can benefit from what we're doing. In a move like this, Snyder is essentially giving up hundreds of tickets at $200 a piece. 500 tickets at $200 a piece is how much money? $100,000. So we buy our VIP tickets and then push a bunch of guests into the room. He's essentially partnering with us, if you think about it, and has removed a barrier of entry, literally, so that more of your guests can attend, see the product, see the program, decide to buy, and you can benefit from it. So you got to get your VIP ticket. The VIP ticket was already worth it because you get to go have lunch with Garrett Gunderson. You get to go have lunch with Randall Cloud and Patrick Munson. You get to go have lunch with Chris Albin and Bill Predabon, Jeff Armstrong, Steve Nomura, Cosimo. Are you kidding me? All these amazing people. You get your VIP ticket, you come to the lunch, and you be intentional about getting each of these persons' phone numbers into your phone book. Completely change your network. Over the next 6 to 12 months, opportunities will come to you in such a different way because you're becoming a different person. And you become a different person because you spend time with different people. These are the people you should be spending time with. So anyway, one other note here is that, let's see, where is it? If your guests have already purchased a regular ticket, please reach out to customerservice@renatus.com for a refund after you upgrade to VIP. Now, I have mixed feelings about this. You guys can run it however you want. This is not a command from corporate. The people who have bought a ticket, I might, instead of giving them a refund, say, hey, for $50 more, I can get you a VIP ticket, or work something else out. If they've already opened their wallet and laid out the cash to come, then to me, it seems like the refund might send the wrong message, right? If they paid, let them pay. They're going to show up more serious. They're going to be in it to win it in a greater way. So the refund, maybe wait to ask. If they say, hey, I found out that a bunch of guests came in for free, can I get a refund? Then okay, sure. Anyway, talk with your 5-star about it if you think that's right for you. But corporate had to make it the easiest way for everybody to say yes. So this is how it came out. But yeah, if you got 10 guests that already paid and they're ready to sit next to you during the conference and participate and do that whole thing, I don't think the refund will help you. But I'm open for other angles and perspectives and talking about it. Questions? Comments?
Maybe instead of a refund, they just give them 2 extra tickets to bring a guest or 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring that up. I like that. And then you're going to get another
general admissions, of course.
Right. Yep. Coffee's included. Do you guys know how much a hotel charges for one of those carafes of coffee? Have you guys ever looked into that? 5-gallon big jug of coffee is $400. It's insane. I think our coffee bill for our last E3 was $15,000.
Is that Starbucks?
I don't think it was Starbucks. No,
Yes, it was.
Was it? Oh, you're right. I remember now. Yep. I had the Starbucks cups, huh? Yep.
How much is it for Folgers or Maxwell?
Can I bring my own?
And Bob doesn't even drink coffee.
Right, Bob and Jay, most of them at corporate don't even look at it. Yep. Oh, that's funny. Okay, anyway, once you get your VIP ticket, then you're going to get this email and it's going to have this link right here. And then you'll be using that moving forward to register your guests. Now is the time, folks. Quit goofing around. We're 24 days away. People need time to arrange their schedule to attend this stuff. So you need to tell them now. Don't wait till the night before. Tell them now. Let them think about it and then follow up tomorrow and the next day and the next day and say, hey, I was thinking about this too. Like, I don't want this to be your go-to language for when you talk to your customer about attending, because I get it. 3 days, especially for a lot of you, your team, your guests are going to be online. You are all across the country. I get it. So a lot of your people, it's imperative that they get a heads up. But don't let them say, well, because I can't attend 9 to 6, 3 days in a row, I'm not going to come at all. Don't do that. Say, look, even if you are only able to attend 1 day, the notes, the ideas, the connections that you get from whatever you attend is still going to add value to your life. So, you know, when we're overcoming objections and they say, oh, the timing doesn't work for me, be like, are you talking all 3 days? The entirety of all 3 days, you're unable to come to 2 hours and come hear a couple different speakers? And then they'll say, you know what, actually, Saturday works. Okay, great. Can you watch all of Saturday? I don't know. And you keep working on overcoming the objection. Can you move some stuff that was going to be on Saturday to Friday so that you can pay attention with us Friday? The reason I could do this and the reason you can do it effectively is because of the 4 core beliefs. When you genuinely believe you are doing them a favor, asking them 10 or 20 times to move their schedule to come to the thing is effortless. And they could tell you're trying to help them because of the way you're asking and the energy you're putting out there about service. If, imagine this, you go your whole life without hearing from Garrett Gunderson. How much more financial fuzziness would be around your life versus the clarity that he brings, for example. So that attitude of, I'm doing you a favor, I'm doing you a favor, I'm doing you a favor. Well, can you come on Thursday and Saturday? What about Friday? Can you come to the morning session on all 3 days? Try to figure out a way to make it so that they can watch, engage. And those of you who are attending remotely, consider starting a chat group. It'll position you as a leader. Like, say you got 10 or 20 guests scattered around the country. Start a chat group, Telegram, probably, so that they don't go into Facebook. I know Facebook Messenger is super easy, but you're always tempted to go into the black hole. So Telegram, something like that. And then say, hey, team, this is Michelle, this is Steven. We're going to be running. I'm going to be your concierge throughout this wonderful weekend. Please pay attention. I'm going to give you some announcements throughout, and then be a coordinator, be the leader. You know, I'll help with announcing in the schedule inside of your little group. You got 10 or 20 in there, and we're coming back from lunch. You know, give them a heads up. 10 minutes back from lunch. We're on now. You know, can't wait to see Troy Dunn and, you know, later tonight. Stay focused and engage in your group so that when the time comes and Bob makes his offer and we go over the product, the price, the program, the perks, the benefits, that they've already felt supported by you. They know that if they decide to buy, that they're going to keep that connection with you, and you're establishing yourself as an authority. Automatically, sales are easier when you're an authority figure. Some kind of group, even if it's just a group text, you know, they have a nice warm welcome. Hey, everyone, because they will likely not know each other. I'm just trying to keep your life easy. But if you got 20 guests and you don't want to do the group thing, then make your copy paste, send. I'm trying to duplicate what I would be doing in person. If I had 20 people in the room at the event, you know, the 5 personality types, some show up early, stay late, some are easily distracted and running around like, you know, what do they say? trying to herd cats. And then you got the people who just want to network. Then you got the people who are taking notes like crazy. But my point is, I would constantly be encouraging them to meet new people, to share their ideas. Hey, what did you get out of that last speaker? You know, we're going to a break and we're walking out to get some fresh air. What'd you get out of that last session? Compare notes. You know, here's my aha moments. And be so completely involved in this experience that when you ask your customers to buy, they can see that your level of involvement is high enough that they feel confident in moving forward with you. Now, you don't need to, okay? But it will highly increase the chances of you getting a lot of sales by showing what we've been talking about: initiative and leadership, doing some things that ought to be done without expectation of pay is going to make a huge difference for you. So, upgrade to VIP. Check your emails. If you guys didn't get the email, let me know, and we'll get you taken care of. So, any questions or ideas about what we've covered so far this morning?
Now, these general session, is it only for Zoom or is it actually at the event as well?
Both. Yes, sir. Both in person and on Zoom. I personally think they should charge more for the Zoom. 300 for the Zoom, 200 for in person. I guess it's all 250 now, right? Early bird people. But different topic. Ben says he has not received the email yet. Well then. Make a little note here because we want to make sure nobody gets left behind.
I know on Impact this morning, Michael, somebody just got it yesterday, so you might want to check your spam. So,
Cool.
but I know we got ours on Friday.
Awesome. Awesome. Also wanted to give a big shout out to the Next Challenge community. We have a bunch of First Flip Challenge graduates going through our next challenge. And it's been a ton of fun. There's a lot of work in here. We're doing a lot of setups so that when all these things are set up, things happen automatically or near automatic. And you can scale, you can grow. These things are replacing what I used to spend 5 hours a day doing. You still got to spend many hours learning it and putting it into place. But I used to work Renatus 65, 70 hours a week. And each day I would spend time personalizing texts, personalizing emails, messages to get people to the events. Now, it absolutely worked. I made millions of dollars doing it. We're still making boatloads doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. But the thing that is driving my motivation, because I mean, going through the tech and automations and stuff, sure, it has its benefits, but the biggest benefit for me is that my baby doesn't see me doing this, right? I got 2 active babies. And if I'm just sitting here 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day building my business, they don't understand that. They just see me staring at my phone. So going through the work, going through the effort to automate these things so that, 1, I'll make more money, but 2, I don't have to stare at my phone all day, especially in front of these kids. They don't understand. Deborah, GM. We got an email from corporate about, no, some of you just joined us here. This email right here, talking about how they are, what's going on here? Here we go. Anyone who has a VIP ticket can now register unlimited guests for free in person and online. Huge. With how many VIP tickets we're about to sell, I hope they brought enough lunches for us all, because these lunch parties are going to be awesome. They also extended the lunchtime to 90 minutes to allow for the networking and connections with the speakers and trainers. So if you haven't, check your email, Deborah. If you haven't got it, let me know. And we're just making sure everyone's in the loop because this opportunity is too good. Sweet. Okay, something else I wanted to show you guys was the pay schedule. Where did it go?
Hey, Huggins,
Yes,
are you
sir.
you speaking at the event? Before you go on, what's your topic or discussion, or have you got ready that yet?
Oh, I was going to talk about how to line dance at the Nashville. No, no. They've asked me to go over the comp plan actually in a way that new guests fall in love with it too, because it's easy to go over the comp plan with ICMs, but how to get them to love the comp plan as a guest. So that's the task at
Oh, okay.
hand.
You're about to
Yeah.
segue into that. I get it. No.
Yep. So
Are you practicing on us?
you know, every day's practice. All right, check this out here. I just made this the other day, but it really helps paint the picture of following your pay schedule because you all understand how you get paid when you have a traditional job. You'd better understand how you get paid here. So let's go over this fancy calendar real quick. First of all, we got a 12-day minimum wait time. Okay. Paydays are every Tuesday and Friday. Every Tuesday and every Friday. Sometimes Christmas or something will be on a Friday, so they'll bump it to Thursday. Other than that, Tuesdays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Fridays. In Renatus, we have 104 paydays a year. Something else to think about too is when you're setting goals and you're trying to track your progress and you're trying to do certain income per month, it's the easiest way to track it. You have to factor in the last payday of the month, which is the last Tuesday or Friday, right? So for September, it's the 30th. Counting back 12 days puts you as the order entry deadline would be the 17th. Now, maybe if you do it during business hours on the 18th, that would still work, but as a precaution, and when I say precaution, really I just mean how much does it matter to you to have a certain number per month? If you're trying to win contests and hit certain numbers, then you need to pay attention to these dates. I've watched Bob Tierney. He made the right amount of money, but he made it one day late. And so he got 6th place in a contest. Top 5 got to take their spouses on an all expense paid trip to London. So pay attention to the deadlines, for example. But also, if you need money this day, all of us have money needs on a cycle, on a schedule. So anyway, here's what changed for me to going from average income to intentional income in this program was realizing that, for example, 17th of September is the last day of September's orders. 18th of September is now October. And so now, while I'm in September, I'm working October's process. So if I put an order in on the 19th or the 20th of September, it's paying out on October 3rd. So I just understand that all the business I'm working the last 10 days of the month fall into the next month's production. And it's just continually like that. Then you'll hit your numbers, especially if you got year-end goals and you go out and you look, okay, the last payday of the year, and you work it out 12 days. And then the day before that's the last order entry day for that year. It's 13 days before the end of the year, or maybe 14, depending on if last day of the year is a Thursday. Any questions about this or clarity or maybe another way of saying it that might help someone else understand it better? But to me, this is how I've always thought about it. And and it's helped me stick to the schedule. Is this helpful? Is this providing clarity?
Yes, Michael.
Okay, awesome. Just checking the chat here. Cool. Oh, and congrats to Pete. Pete, today is his 48th anniversary. Congrats to you, Pete. And he still showed up to the morning call. Well done. Yeah, buddy. Okay, Corinne, Aubrey, Ada, Eric, thanks. Mehlani, always making jokes, aren't we?
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, you bet. Sweet. Okay. Now, there we go. Happy anniversary. Okay, so now let's talk about accountability. Based off of what we just learned this morning from the emails, from the opportunity in front of us, the guests being able to attend, the VIP, the whole benefit, start listing out all the benefits you get personally, plus business-wise, team-wise. What are you going to do? What can we look 4 weeks from now and say, hey, they made that decision today, they followed through with it, and look what they're getting. How many more guests are you going to bring? Or how many more people are you going to tell? How are you going to show up? What's going to be different for you? I still have the goal of having the most guests in the room. Mitch Nelson barely beat me last E3. But of course we worked together, so it was kind of my win also, but they all went in under him. What are you going to do differently? Is Mitch Nelson going to be the only one making $100,000 that day? I'm pretty sure Denisha is going to do it too. I'm pretty sure. All right. So Deborah says, thank goodness, I already paid for my airline, VIP, hotel, still looking for roommates. By the way, yeah, Deborah's got 2 spots for 2 ladies if they want to get the hotel room, share the cost all 3 days, $150. That's a bargain. And thank you, Deborah, for setting that up. So 2 more people, reach out to Deborah. She's got some extra room space. Just found out my tax return has been hacked, identity fraud, and need to process all manually. Wow. Wah, wah. That's the thing about these tax returns and the whole thing. It's just the scams are getting more and more sophisticated. You got to take your cybersecurity more serious. Everybody. Maybe that's what we'll talk about the last few minutes. As you are, I mean, we heard Dane talk about it too. You remember his story about how he had done 100 or so different recordings and transactions with his LLC. It's all public information, and now everyone can see what he owns. And then he switched to trust to create his own security and privacy. It's extremely important. You don't wait until you have 100 properties to then take your security serious. It's every day. Now, we get to leverage, Google and Wells Fargo and Chase, that they have security teams to try to keep our information safe and private. But they're also spying on you and selling your data too. So it's like, how safe and secure are you? A couple low-hanging fruits is one, everyone should be running using a VPN. Does everyone use a VPN? If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a way of disguising your IP address so people don't know your actual address, because your internet service provider is linking your IP address to your physical address, and then that's being broadcast to anyone who wants to know. So please use a VPN. That'll make it much harder for people to detect and track you. And then the other thing is stop allowing cookies and use a privacy browser. Google Chrome, the opposite of private. Brave browser is the most, has exact same features as Chrome, because Google Chrome is built on Chromium, which is an open source program. So Brave just took that same open source program and made it so that no one tracks you. I don't know if you guys noticed, every time I open up a new window, it says, this many pop-ups or this many tracking things have been blocked. Look at this. 60,000 trackers and ads have been blocked since I switched to Brave browser. Okay. And you could do like a time capsule. I know Apple calls it that. I don't know what Windows calls it, but essentially in your Chrome, you can like posit all of your logins and passwords and then put that in one click into Brave, and then everything can still log in and seamless, easy, what you're used to in Chrome, but stop getting tracked. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is some of the hacking is social engineering, where because if you're putting all these cybersecurity things into place, the only way to get scammed is to override your system, to do something stupid. I shouldn't say stupid. I've been getting the kids to stop saying stupid. I shouldn't say it. But you should not be clicking on random accounts. You should be hiding your IP address. You should be blocking the data trackers. Those three things will make you a much harder target. So the scammers are going to go somewhere else. But you guys have all seen it with the wiring that comes from, or the wire instructions that come from title companies. Like how many times, big, bold, please don't, warning, 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 all about fraud, fraud, fraud. It's out there, and you need to be taken a little more serious than you guys are taking now. Don't overcomplicate it. Switch to Brave, put a VPN on, and disallow cookies everywhere. Just, yeah, security is the thing, man. If someone gets in and sees your login and password to stuff, like what Deborah's just dealing with right now, she's going to have to go and it's going to take her 10 weeks just to clean up the mess. So anyway, she says, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm brand new to all this. You know what? I should make a training on this, huh? Yeah, because I put the VPN on my phone, on my laptop, Vanessa's phone, Vanessa's laptop, browsers, everything switched, because data is the new oil. There's a few things, okay? Data is the new oil, the oil of the 21st century. And something else that is a little startling to realize is when you're interacting with a software or a platform and it's free. Think about it. Facebook is free. Instagram is free. Twitter is free. Why are these things free? Nothing is free. Nothing is free in America. Why are they not charging us? So you have to realize that if the product is free, you are the product. If the product is free, you are the product. If the service is free, you are the product. Okay. Now you have to sit and think. I'm your product. Okay. For instance, AI is trained off of data models, right? They take these big data sets, give it to the AI robot, and train it on different tasks. So right now, all of the data that's on the internet has been installed into the AIs. Doesn't matter what company, they all did it. Okay. So now moving forward, all the new data, every second that we are all generating as participants in our society, we are generating data. That data is being bought, sold, transferred, trained on. And these giant companies are making a boatload of money off of it, selling it to each other, exchanging it, and then using it against you, on you. Your data is the driving mechanism for these industries. And so if you're just spilling out of your pocket, you're just letting it go everywhere, other people are scooping it up and using it literally against you. So there's just a small example. Not even scammers, not even hackers, okay? Just what we've now considered a normal society where spying is accepted. Guys, we can this is not what our country was founded on. It was on privacy and liberty. And right, like the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, all these things have to do with liberty. And if you're being spied on and your information is being taken, sold, and then used against you, that's the opposite. So let's see. The VPN that I use is Express VPN. It's like $40 for a 3-year subscription. It's super duper cheap. And then are these Money Mondays available to rewatch? Yes, they are in our Team Elevate YouTube channel, which like I said, YouTube doesn't charge me to use their servers, and I put all of our stuff on there. And while I'm talking about how nasty they are, I'm still using their stuff. So we will actually be finding a new spot. Odyssey is like YouTube's competitor that doesn't sell your data and doesn't spy on you. And so we'll be probably moving a lot of our stuff over there. Can you send a link to Brave? It's just saying it's from an untrusted site. Want to make sure it's on the legit one. Gotcha. And then Steve's got an important point in the chat as well. Your geo data also is important. Don't always allow location tracking. Oh man, turn the location tracking off. Off. All of it off. It's being used against you. 21 of the major 25 auto manufacturers are also tracking your location in your GPS in your car and selling that information. It's insane.
So Huggins,
Yes, sir.
I mean, but I do use geo targeting for targeting and marketing. my prospects with Facebook ads and banner ads.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah.
So what is that? Is
Are
that
you
you could use
are
it
you
for your
killing my
business, but not
ads?
use it for you?
Are you daily killing my ad spend?
Every day I am teaching more and more people about online sovereignty.
And now you're gonna make a training about it.
I'm now going to make a training about it. Yep. All right. There's the Brave download. No, I get it. It's right. There's pros and cons in everything. And it's a little extra work to make sure you're safe. And the thing is that a lot of like when you're dealing with a wire transfer to a title company, you don't get to undo a wire. The risk is incredibly high. So pay attention to this stuff. And the reason you're like one of the other biggest benefits of this is when it teaches you personal responsibility, you become a more powerful human. And then the little kids around you also see a more powerful human, and then they just grow into that. So responsibility, raise your responsibility, raise your responsibility. That's the goal here, right? We do it around our language, around the food we eat, around the people we spend our time with, and it's got to be around our data. It's got to be around our property, right? It's these little precautions all add up to being a very safe place to work and grow. Zuckerberg's kids are not on Facebook. That's a good point. Yep. And the same goes for the TikTok CEOs. Yeah, you got to understand that they won't let their kids even see a phone, let alone interact with it.
Even all of Elon Musk kids.
Yeah, all these people know how crazy manipulative brain hijacking, dangerous. It could be used in an unethical way very quickly.
I was talking to Nate and Dane at the leadership thing we had going on last weekend. I said
Yeah.
we protect our families more security wise, physical security, because we start making serious money, we become soft targets. Our families become soft targets from everything from extortion to kidnapping to, like you said, having our identity theft and stuff like that. And maybe Bob might want to start looking in how to protect your wealth once you gain your wealth, because so many people want to take it without earning it.
Yeah, so that part on the legal side has definitely been covered with Bob Bloom and Garrett Gunderson, because he goes through it in his checklist of financial health. If you guys haven't watched the Excel, what is it called? Accelerate Your Wealth. There you go. Accelerate Your Wealth. Wealth Acceleration with Garrett Gunderson. It's a 2-day course. He has security. He's got like 150 point checklist that you'll be going through. And the first time I went through that, I got like 20 out of 150. And I thought I was doing good. 6 months later, I retook it and I got like 130 out of 150. So I cleaned up a ton of stuff. So I encourage all of you to go through Garrett Gunderson's class. It'll also prep you for when you meet him in person. You'll have more to talk about. You have more intelligent questions to ask him and engage with. So, so there's that resource for you. Go out there and use it. Garrett Gunderson's class. Be serious about your protection, because you know where you're going in life. 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, your net worth is going to double, triple, 10x over that time period. And if you start now with good, proper privacy habits, it's going to pay off in the long run. Awesome. So, as a recap, we talked about paydays and the pay schedule. Okay, paying attention to the 12-day pay cycle so you hit your targets. We talked about the announcement from corporate about the E3 VIP ticket means you can bring as many unlimited guests as you want to the E3 Summit online and in person. And then we talked about the next marketing challenge and how that is going great inside of our Investor Secret Network platform. If you want to be involved in the next one, make sure you finish the Fix and Flip challenge, because it's going to accelerate your results by going through this challenge with us. So we got our eyes on the prize. We're very excited about the next 3, 6, 12 months. Everything's looking up, folks. So focus, turn off distractions, stick with us, and we got your back. If you need us, reach out. We'll be here for you. And congrats. Yes, go ahead.
When are you landing in Utah for E3?
Haven't decided. I might be going the Sunday early. Spend a couple of days there. Because think about it. If we got unlimited guests now, I can just walk around the Home Depot. I can walk around the different expos that are going to be that weekend or whatever and find a boatload of leads. So everyone can do this. Use the system in front of you. Bob Snyder made it a lot easier. And you might need to hear his message twice.
Your goal is make Bob sorry. Not.
Awesome. Steven, where do we find the links? It's going to be the same link tomorrow and Wednesday. Same link for our Money Monday, Takeoff Tuesday, and Wealth Wednesday. Okay, appreciate you all. Got to run. Bye for now.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, everybody.